Prime Minister, are there still bombers on the run at the moment with explosives?
Some are on the run. We don't know whether they have the explosives or whether they're hidden it somewhere.
There is a letter on the internet at the moment which is apparently from a police chief warning about a specific threat towards mosques. Is that true?
It was a letter sent to the key divisions about warning on attacks on mosque. It has been conveyed down to the Ministry of Muslim Affairs, and they have conveyed it down to the relevant mosques. These are mosques where saints are buried.
And is it correct that Mohammed Qasim, who is one of the suspects listed, is believed to be at large, possibly with a bomb, targeting these mosques?
Well, as you know, the mosques which have the bodies of saints are not accepted as being correct belief by these extreme groups. So we are a bit worried, and I think the mosque, the ulamas there, and those who come there for praying will take the necessary measures.
So you do believe there is a serious risk to Sri Lanka at the moment of another attack?
Well, they are on the run. So whether they keep on the run or whether one of them will try a suicide attack is the issue. So we've been picking them up, and we hope we'll get the rest of it very soon.
How many of these suspects are still at large?
A few of them, I can't disclose the numbers.
Right, but enough to be a threat?
Well, every single person is a threat. A large number has now been taken in anyway.
Are you now getting the security information that was kept from you before?
I'm getting the security information. Generally, I would have got this information formally, informally, if it was thought to be very serious. That's the one that I'm worrying, because I'm worried about. Not only me, some of the ministers would have heard of this news. But though the specific details were sent down in writing, it is surprising that we didn't hear even informally what was happening.
Do you think you were deliberately being left out?
No, I don't know what really happened, why it was that this was only put down into writing and not acted thereafter.
So it's more likely to be incompetence?
You know, it's been writing, it may have been a habit or what, but did everyone act on the writings, circulars that came down? That's the issue.
But this has been a very costly mistake, isn't it? It's cost
Certainly
hundreds of lives.
Certainly very, very costly mistakes.
So do you believe that this was an avoidable attack had that intelligence been shared?
Well, if it really went down into the intelligence agencies, they could have been able to do something more.
Have they explained to you why you didn't get this intelligence?
No, now since there's a committee appointed, we said let them look into it here.
So you haven't asked them directly?
I've asked some of them, and they all said, look, we put it down in writing, we expected them to act.
Do you have confidence in your security chiefs at the moment?
As far as it's concerned now, I think everyone is acting.
I mean, the President has called for the police chiefs to resign. Do you believe they should resign?
Well, the President has spoken to the two of them and asked for their resignation, because the Cabinet said all those who are responsible must resign. They said, look at it, there may be about 3, 4 or 5 who should really go.
But do you agree with him?
Yeah, those who are responsible have to go. No, they have to give up their post.
But the root of the problem is this disagreement between you and the President, isn't it? That's what's led to this.
There has been no disagreement on this issue. After all, the President is in charge of the defense and of law and order. So he had the power to remove anyone.
Why did you allow the President to be in charge of law and order?
No, we recommended that a minister be appointed, and he said it would be done once the investigation into his assassination was over.
But it's been months, isn't it, that there hasn't been a minister for law and order. That must contribute to what's gone on here. Do you think if there had been a minister in charge of domestic security, this would have been stopped?
Well, the information would have come to him also, yes.
But this was a catastrophic mistake by the President.
So we're waiting for the investigations really into the President's assassination to be over.
Had this been raised with you at all, that there was the possibility of an attack as a result of people travelling to Syria?
Well, the intelligence was following them and sometimes in contact with them.
And had you been warned of the possibility of an attack at any time?
No, we did not at that any time think of the possibility of attack. They're a bit worried during the Digana incidents, but after that.
So the idea of an extremist attack like this has never been raised with you in the past?
No, we've discussed that. I said especially after the Digana attack, but then there was no solid information which had come. Of course, on this occasion, the solid information did come. And the issue is why that information not communicated to all relevant parties.
Isn't the first job of the Prime Minister the security of the nation?
Yes, as in the cabinet we are responsible for that. But as you know, law and order is a different minister.
Yes, but there isn't one.
Huh?
There isn't one. That's the point.
The function has been taken over by defence, yes.
So what's going to happen now about that? I mean, who is in charge
in Parliament too, the members expressed concern and wanted a full-time minister in charge of law and order yesterday.
So who is in charge right now of law and order?
At the moment, it's the President.
Hasn't the President failed to protect the nation?
We are talking with him about the necessary restructuring of the government machinery and of the security machine.
Do you want control of law and order now as the Prime Minister?
It has to come under cabinet, not under me. The minister is a part of the cabinet.
Well, but you're the Prime Minister. You're the leader of that cabinet.
But he'll also be communicating with the President too. Sometimes the minister has communicated more often with the President than me.
But this will leave people very confused about who is in charge of their safety and security. Who is in charge? It's not you, is it?
No, I'm not. I've only been the Minister of Law and Order for 3 weeks during the Digana incidents.
Yes.
Not otherwise.
Do you have confidence in the President's ability to keep the nation safe?
Well, we've come up with some of the issues of restructuring that's under discussion.
People are very angry, aren't they? Who should they be angry with?
Well, they're blaming the government.
Do you understand that they should blame the government? Because there will be elections soon, won't there? And the people will get their chance to express their anger at the ballot box.
Yeah, but I feel if we take action and now apprehend them, then we should be able to explain to them what's happened. I mean, the first time we've had to face this type of thing, we had to face the LTT attacks, the suicide bombers.
When do you think those elections will be?
Well, elections have to be held, the presidential elections have to be held in November.
So if you were a Sri Lankan voter, wouldn't you think what we need now is a strong president? We need a man who has demonstrated his ability in the past to protect the nation.
What you need is a security apparatus that can protect the nation and that can go ahead. So that will be certainly, so far we've been able to do it. And also remember that we have had communal harmony since 2015, that has been strengthened. This is a lapse, a serious lapse. But overall, there has been communal harmony in this country. And the fear that LTT or XLTTs would reorganize themselves has gone away. This is a new phase. I mean, it's like UK, you have fought the Falklands War, and that was over. You still had Northern Ireland, and you felt, okay, Good Friday Agreement, that was over. And then you got this round of global terrorism. So it keeps into the system. We've got to see how we get out of it. Whole of South Asia has been affected other than us, even Maldives, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. It's now coming to Sri Lanka.
What's going to be the impact, do you think, on international visitors and tourism?
Tourism is down. There's going to be an adverse impact on the economy this year.
It's impossible to say this country is safe at the moment, isn't it?
No, but we hope in the next few weeks we'll make it safe. And then this happened not only here, it's happened in Bali, it's happened in Tunisia, others.
But on this scale, in recent times, there is nothing that compares, is there?
This is one of the largest issues, I must say.
But you can't tell international tourists they are safe.
No, we want to tell them, once we apprehend everyone, well, this is the situation. As long as one person is on the run and he has explosives, well, we have to be careful.
But you can't get them all, can you? Because you don't know who they all are.
No, this group, we are trying to identify them. Then we have to ensure that potentially in the future there aren't potential groups that come up.
You mentioned the past and the Tamil Tigers. The UN process that you signed up to, the investigation, when is that actually going to start properly?
As well, the investigations are going on. We have put up the missing persons office. The police investigations are going on.
But when are those outside UN people going to come here and get involved?
No, the investigations are going to be done by, as we said, by the Sri Lankan police, and the prosecutions will be done in the Sri Lankan courts.
Yes, but there will be UN involvement, won't there?
We keep the UN informed of it. That's all that we have to do under our resolution in Geneva.
But all of this adds, doesn't it, to Sri Lanka's problem in reassuring the world that this is a safe place?
As far as the past is concerned, they know we are taking action and we are the sponsors, co-sponsors of the resolution. This is a different issue and the world, I must say, globally is helping us today to deal with it.
What do you think the future is of all of this? Not the LTT issue. I mean this question of radicalized extremists.
No, I mean we've got into global terrorism. Whether we like it or not, we are now in the middle of it. And we are now in the process of investigating, and we'll have to be on our toes hereafter. We are also getting support from outside, so we've got to break this chain.
I've been speaking to many of your ministers, and two of your cabinet ministers have told me they do think it's possible that there was a political conspiracy in Sri Lanka to let this happen. Do you think that's possible?
I feel at the moment that there has been a lack of communication and a breakdown of how the information was sent down. Where there's a political conspiracy, one that we are going into.
So you are investigating that? Who is investigating it?
I think some of the members, ministers themselves are looking at the political aspects, and if they find something more, then they will convey it to the police.
Who will you be looking at?
Well, they are looking at these things. I said, if you have any suspicions, look around, come back to me.
I mean, can we just be blunt here? I mean, what people are saying is there is an election coming up. The Rajapaksas, the former president, stands to benefit from this because his family is regarded as strong men. His brother could be standing as the next president, and they stand to benefit.
Well, this has come up in Parliament and otherwise. But I must say that I got the former president down here on Sunday, and he joined in the discussions. So I cannot say I have any evidence at the moment, but there's suspicion. I have not received any evidence.
Can I ask you, as a Sri Lankan, as a human being, how do you feel about what's happened?
Very, very bad and very sad.
And what do you say to those people who have been burying their loved ones?
What can you tell them in this situation?
But I was at the funerals yesterday, and people are devastated, and they are angry.
Certainly, I understand the anger. They have devastated. Families have been blown up. Not only Sri Lankans, some of the foreign nationals also.
Do you think you owe them an apology?
We owe everyone an apology for what's happened.
And what is your message?
But the main is to apprehend and ensure the country is safe. So my message is that we are after them, we'll apprehend them and secure the country and ensure in the future that this type of thing doesn't happen. But it means that we have to take part in a global campaign. We can't run away from that. Whose
help do you need? I mean, you're getting help from India and the US, clearly, in terms of intelligence. What else do you need?
We need some of the expertise now. It's some looking at the international aspects, looking at the use of social media. Some of the forensic aspects I think we need in the future to handle a mass attacks like this.
When it comes to the measures you've taken, social media has been turned off. There is a curfew still in place tonight. And the military have new powers to arrest, detain and question without reference to a judge. I mean, these are concerning powers, aren't they? They can be misused.
Firstly, the Facebook is being restored. I think we decided we had a discussion today. It was only to be for a short time. No, you need the curfew for some time. Tomorrow is the prayer time for the Muslims. Sunday is the services again. Let's get over it. No one wants to have a curfew. Emergency, we decided we will use it because the armed forces also had to be given power to arrest people, and most of the powers are in relation to terrorist offences of holding them up. This is the only way in urgent situation to act. There was no other way. I mean, one of those who recommended to the President that emergency be imposed for this purpose.
Can the armed forces be trusted with these powers, given their history?
Yes, I can trust the armed forces. They are as democratic as in any other part of the democratic countries.
Tomorrow is a day of prayer in the mosques. Are you advising them to cancel that?
I have not advised them to call off prayers. Just be watchful, that's all.
Prime Minister, thank you very much.